Man, we done been through some serious things, some serious ops. Always that planet, I'm built on that rock. Down from I gotta go straight to the top. I might be limping, I'm still gonna walk. Baba gon' lay out these bodies, we laying up demons, a serious hobby. Yeah, JD gon' kick it like Mr. Miyagi. Karate, demon gon' pull up with Robbie. Jack, I mean beat it, hand you a Bible, I tell you to read it. Flesh is so hungry, I refuse to feed it. You know what I mean?
Howdy, Merry Christmas, Happy December. Thank you for joining in on episode 22, guys. Really excited, Justin. Bro, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Hey, if you're on YouTube right now, what do y'all think of this Christmas studio?
Got it all decked out. Got the trees on the left, trees on the right. Got the, what's this guy's name again?
Joey.
Chop Joey.
Chop Joey. Joey Claus.
So Joey is staring at me.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, he looks like, if you're listening on Spotify, he looks like an egg.
Creepy.
Yeah, he's like a
Humpty
creepy
Dumpty Santa.
creepy Santa egg
From like
in a red suit.
from like the 60s.
And he's staring right at me.
Yeah, we got some cool new additions in here. It's looking Christmassy. This is probably the coziest I've ever felt for an episode. I got my PJs on.
Yeah, it's chill.
I'm
It's just Hudson and I in the stew today. So it's nice, not nice and quiet. I don't mean that for what, but it's quiet.
I mean, we do got Marv in the back running the sound. Thanks, Marv.
It's the fake guy.
Let me know these Christmas trees. I think they look clean, but I feel like either if I added some snow
Yeah,
or
so clean it looks like freaking like a skeleton, bro.
or some ornaments.
There's more lights on it than there are branches.
So yeah, this one's kind of skinny, Charlie Brown tree. But let me know, should we put some ornaments on the trees, or do y'all like the fresh look? One quick thing, there is a baby Jesus hidden in all of our episodes. If you didn't know that, and
I never hide them.
I don't know if you can see him right now. He might be in Justin's POV. Switch to that. He might. Look a little
camera.
longer. Yeah, on the camera. We're looking at Justin's POV. Do you see him?
I don't even know where you put it.
All right, look at my POV. You might see me, might not. Just through the episode, pay attention. But if you find baby Jesus, comment where he is standing on. Don't give it away if you find it, Justin.
That's okay. Find it.
But yeah,
That's fine. I'll find it later.
if you go back to any of our past episodes, we got a baby Jesus hiding around. Sometimes right there, easy to see. Sometimes it's harder to find. But
Yeah. Today's a chill episode. Just kind of, he's chilling in the PJs. I'm chilling in the good old flannel season now.
yes,
Some say
sir.
quarter zip season.
Quarter zip. Let's go.
You think flannel comes after Thanksgiving?
I think it can come before, like the fall, like pumpkin-y vibes.
But I feel like you can't wear a red one at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think it's got to be like the tan,
Yeah, like
the
a brown
beige.
or something. But yeah, I vibe with that. But now, Christmas season. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope it's cold. It's not very cold in Texas. We're filming this in November, but I know it's still not going to be that cold, sadly. But anyways, yeah, Merry Christmas. Justin, could you kind of read, not just kind of, could you read Matthew 7?
I'll read it the best of my ability.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, if you don't know what he's talking about, we base the whole podcast off of specifically, I mean, the whole Bible, but specifically off of a passage. That's kind of where we get our name on the rock from. And so we're looking at Matthew 7:24 through 27. It says, "Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and acts on them will be like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain fell, the rivers rose, and the winds blew and pounded that house. Yet it didn't collapse, because its foundation was on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and doesn't act on them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. The rain fell, the rivers rose, the winds blew and pounded that house, and it collapsed. It collapsed with a great crash." And so the whole point of the podcast is that we hope that you guys would be built firmly on the rock of Jesus Christ, and that no matter what, wind or storm or chaos in the world around us that comes, to us and beats on and crashes on our house, like, you won't fall. You'll be built on the rock of Jesus Christ, and you'll be able to withstand it. And not only that, you'll be able to help those around you and grow them up towards the same God.
Come on, amen. Yeah, that's what it's all about, bro. On the rock, man. So, a listener messaged and said, hey, could y'all talk about, I don't know if y'all take requests, but can y'all talk about waiting on the Lord? I'm going through a tough season. And I was like, of course, we'll talk about that.
Heck no.
Like, if you're ever like, hey, I really want to hear about this topic, or can y'all dive into this scripture passage, or I just don't understand this, or can you kind of give your POV or whatever, like, we would definitely love to do an episode. Like, that message was this week, and we're filming it this week. And so we'll definitely hear your request out, and we'll love to do just whatever helps y'all, because we're here to help. It's not just, let's just talk because, you know what I mean? So they were saying, this listener was saying they're going through a really hard time. They're trying to rely on the Lord, but it's just hard, and they're spending time with God. They're praying, and it feels like nothing's happening. They want to know what's happening in the future, but they feel like they're not truly trusting God, even though they're saying with their lips they are. So what advice can we just give for someone, for that specific listener, and then anyone else who's in that season?
Yeah, I think the first thing to understand is, and I think most people know this, but you're not alone. You know, like I think it's really easy in those moments to just kind of believe the lies. It's like that you're being told from the enemy that like you are the only one going through this. You know, like you don't have anybody to talk to. Like nobody knows what you're going through. Like you're the only one.
Yeah.
And so I think it's quick to believe that. And the reality is that's not true. You know, we live in a broken world, where things don't go our way, but also two, we also live, you know, according to God, who has a different plan. And that plan is not only, you know, a good plan, but it's also the best plan for you.
Amen.
And so with that broken part in mind, you just have to remind yourself is that when we often think like our plan is the best plan, like, oh man, it's like this makes the most sense for it to go this way. We forget the fact that how broken we are, and we really don't know anything. You know, that's humbling.
Yeah,
you know?
that is.
Because you don't want to hear like you don't know anything, but I don't know. I think that's the number one basis. You just have to remember that it's like you don't know everything, and the reality is like the good news is we have a God who cares for us and loves us, that does know everything. And so we get to follow and walk in obedience, knowing that his plan is the best for us, you know, and he doesn't want anything else but the best for us.
Some great advice right there. Some wisdom.
I'll talk more about it.
Yeah. I love how you said you're not alone, because not only are you not alone, and there's people who are in waiting seasons just like you, if not even sometimes worse waiting seasons, or for 7 years or whatever.
Yeah, like longer seasons.
Yeah. But you're also not alone in the sense that God hasn't forsaken you. God hasn't left you. Like, he's with you in the waiting. He's with you when you feel like you don't hear him, when you feel like you don't see him or feel him or his presence. You feel like you don't have favor from him right now. You feel like he's left you in this family situation you're in, or whatever it may be, or this health situation or health crisis. Like, you feel like he's left you. And this just brings to mind this really cool poem. It's called Footprints in the Sand, where there's like, imagine like sand by a beach, and there's this man, he's walked with God, and you can see the footprints on the beach, where
There's like two sets.
yeah, you can see God's feet and the man's feet where they have walked, and you're looking like a drone view of these footprints, and you see them, and then all of a sudden you see one set of footprints, and the guy's talking to God, and he's like, God, why were you there in the good seasons, but in the hard waiting seasons, I was having to crawl through that sand alone. You left me out to dry. And God looks over at him, and he's like, those weren't your footprints in the sand. Those single footprints, those were mine when I was carrying you through. Like, I was with you. I was the one on my hands and knees, like crawling, helping you. You know what I mean? Like, imagine Jesus laying himself down on the cross for us. And
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that just gives me goosebumps. And
I
it's
know,
like,
and I've heard that poem so many times, but just like thinking about it, and just even the setting that we're in, the vibe, the
yeah,
quiet. There's I don't know. It feels different for sure.
yeah.
You know.
And it's something that I need to remind myself of. Like before we dive into some more scripture on like the waiting, like I just want to share how, like, you know, this, I'm in a waiting season right now, and part of that's going to be over soon. So like, um, everyone goes off to college, right? We're freshmen in college now, and all of the people from our church, whatever, almost all of them, we all graduated and they go off to college, and neither of us get accepted for the fall semester, for the college we applied at. And so we're like, wait a second, like, this sounds like so much better that I go off to college like everyone else. Like, it makes sense in my brain. It's what we see everyone else do. And so I've just had to work through the season. I'm like, okay, God, I'm going to trust you, but why am I at home for the first semester doing online school, which isn't any fun? Why am I not experiencing all the new freshman activities in the fall semester like everyone else? And so if you're there in a waiting season, whatever it may be, like I feel you to some degree, because I'm walking through that right now, and soon I'm in the spring, I'm going off to college, but the Lord may reveal why I was in this waiting season, and He has revealed some. Like we've gotten to do this podcast. I've gotten to be in young adults and meet people that I would have never met if I would have gone off. So many cool opportunities, so many ministry opportunities to just continue to sit in the student ministry and minister to the students there. Like some awesome interactions that, looking back in hindsight, maybe I wouldn't trade it for, knowing that God was going to do those things. And it wasn't all glamorous yet. And it's still like, would I have rather gone to college still, but it's just still trusting and relying on God and having a hope. Jeremiah 29:11, man. This is something that I hold on to. Let's see if I can find it in my Bible. There we go. Jeremiah 29:11. If you don't know this verse, I really encourage you to meditate on it, because this has helped me in so many seasons, whether there's a tragedy, whether there's an incident, whether life is good. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." Verse 12, "Then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all of your heart." I think a lot of times we just do Jeremiah 29:11 and we skip over verse 12 and 13. 13, again, "You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart." So if you're in a waiting season and you're like, "Lord, like I know you have good plans for me, plans to prosper me, not to harm me, for hope in a future." If you're relying on that, but then you're like, I still feel like I can't find God in this season. It might be because you have sin in your life. It might be because you have idols in your life. It might be because you have distractions and you're not seeking the Lord with your whole heart. You might think you are, but you have these things in the way that you're honestly putting above God, or saying, "I know better than you, God. So I'm going to continue in these things, but I still want the good stuff, the blessings from you, but I'm not going to walk in obedience," right? And so you will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. So someone needs to hear that.
Yeah, and I think that there's one thing that we get confused, especially in like those times, because I think a lot of times we can focus on the negativity. I think we can get confused with like being able to hear from God and being connected to God, and then hearing an answer from God.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of times like we're like, God, where do you want me to go? Like, what are my next steps? Like, what college do you want me to go to? What do you want me to pursue? And we don't get an answer right away. And so like, God, why aren't you talking to me? And he's like, no, I am talking to you. I'm just not about that right now.
Yeah, I'm working on you. I'm sanctifying you, but I'm not answering. Like, I don't need to answer those big.
Yeah, you don't need to know right now.
Yeah.
And I also think that a lot of times we see a waiting season with a bad connotation. Like we're like, oh, I'm in this dry season again, you know. And the reality is like it's kind of like a fruit or a vegetable, like something that you're growing. Like you don't want to, you can't pick you can't pick like that fruit or that vegetable too early, because then like it could be bitter, or it could be too hard, or it could be whatever. So you don't want to pick it too early. So you have to wait a certain period of time for it to become ripe for you to pick, right? And so what we see is like okay, well, I can't pick this fruit yet. So obviously, God, you're not doing anything. It's like, no, there's a process in it, you know? And like sometimes that's a different, you know, period of time. Like maybe he wants you to wait a week, and then he'll reveal the answer to you, and then that fruit will be ripe. Or maybe he wants you to wait 10 years. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And it's like, I really like what you said about like, God might not answer that big question you have, or God, why did I not go to college in the fall semester? Like, what is your plan in this? And he's like, wait, before you focus on that, like, I have something for you every day that I want to
Right.
reveal to you. I have something in my word I want to reveal to you. I want something in this young adults group that someone's going to speak over you, that's going to encourage you. Somebody's going to prophesy this over you. You need to hear this. Like, he has something for you every day, and we're trying to skip ahead in the future when it's like, no, I'm right here, you know, like, look for me right here and right now, in what I have for you.
Yeah, it's kind of like a hike. Like you're like, you see a big sign, you're like, there's a waterfall down this way. You're like, okay, great, bro. I want to see a waterfall. And so you're booking it down the trail. You're walking as fast as you can. You're hiking up and down rocks. You're just trying to do everything you can to get there. You know, take a short water break. You keep going, and you're just like booking it for that. What about the rest of the way? Like, is not the pathway to get there also just as beautiful? You know, like, are you gonna skip past everything else that you're walking through? You know, like, are you only gonna fix your eyes on what's far ahead and forget that God has something for you right now?
It's really good.
And I'm thinking of the verse. I think Jesus said it. You have to fact check me on this one. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure he did. But it's talking about like, don't worry about tomorrow, for today has its own, like basically its
Yeah.
own problems.
Yeah.
And you know, you can look at that as like okay, well, I don't need to be anxious because I got to worry about the problems. I got to figure out these problems. But you look at it, it's like God has something planned for you right now. It's not like he's just like, okay, yeah, someday you'll get to where my plan is. You know, you'll get to the good stuff. No, he's got good stuff for, like you're saying, he's got good stuff for you every single day, and like he's providing that for you. And if you're so fixated on that future thing, then you're gonna miss like the beauty in what God's doing right now.
Yeah.
You know. So he does different things also through the waiting seasons. Like there's so much goodness in a waiting season that we just forget to look at. You know, like it's a period of time where we get to learn, we get to grow. And instead of looking at it as a season where it's like, this is a dry season, like look at it as like, this is a growing season. You know, like either God's growing you to prepare you for something in the future, or God's like, it's not the right time yet. Like God's time is, like we're saying, like God's time is perfect in compared to our time. Like we want things to happen now. We want things to happen as soon as possible because it's just like our desires, and that's natural. But it's not always best for us, you know, and we don't always know that. Like sometimes we know it and we still try to chase after, you know, trying to get it now. Like for example, I got a lot of crazy examples, but like for example, like an adult knows, like if they eat as many cookies as they like that they can just see a plate of cookies in front of them, and they eat it, bro. They just eat all of them. You know, they know that that's not healthy for them.
Yeah.
They know that they're probably gonna be fat. You know that the blood sugars, their blood sugar is gonna like
Crazy.
skyrocket, bro.
And then crash.
Yeah, they know that's bad for them, right? But as a little kid, and you look at that, they don't realize that that could be bad for them. They're just like, man, this tastes good. I want more of it. Like, give me more of it. It tastes good, you know. And then suddenly their stomach starts to hurt because now they've eaten 5,000 calories worth of cookies, and their bodies can't handle it. And that's kind of the same way that we are. And in two different scenarios, like sometimes we know that, you know, what we're desiring isn't good for us, and yet we still choose to chase it. And then sometimes we don't know it. Sometimes we're like, well, I mean, it seems good to me. Like, it sounds logical. I don't see any problem with it.
And
But God does.
yeah, and sometimes even if God has given you like, hey, I'm going to use you in this way when you're older or someday, you might be like, okay, God, you get a low experience. I'm ready for it now. And he's like, no, because it's like, if I were to put you in there now, you're going to be filled with pride, or you're not going to be able to handle it well. You're going to crumble when this pressure comes. Like if I were to give it to you now, I was going to say, oh, it was good. It'll come back to me.
I hope so.
Yeah, but like we can't always just handle, you know, like God needs to work on us. Oh yeah. Like if you're not faithful with little, how can God trust you with much? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're wanting these grand things, you're wanting God to do these crazy things in your life and use you, but you're not faithful with what he's given you right now, with the influence he's given you right now, with your friends, with the ministries around you. Like if you're not being faithful with those things, like why would he trust you with something even bigger, right? And so we gotta be faithful with where we're at, and we gotta be content where we're planted right now. And so I could have chosen, bro, I'm at home for a semester before I go to college, and it's like, I guess I could just like, I don't know, be mad at God, play video games, and like,
Pout.
yeah, just pout. Or it's like, okay, Lord, you have me here for a reason. I don't know why. Let me just, you know, try to serve you in the season.
Yeah, show me. Show me what you want from me right now.
Show me and help me just to steward this time. You know, like we're supposed to be stewards of everything God has given us. So even our time as well. I was thinking of another example as you were talking. It's like, this is kind of what I already said, but like, wait, is it connected? No.
Yeah, this will be good. Wait,
no.
Red light.
I wanted to, that's real life, bro. Come on. I wanted to read Isaiah 40:27, because this speaks to this, and it's really good. Isaiah 40:27 through 31. All right. Why do you... Wait. Yeah, 27. Real life. Why do you complain, Jacob? Why do you say, Israel, my way is hidden from the Lord, my cause is disregarded by my God? Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary. Of his understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. Those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. I think that says that in another translation. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. And I think this is just like really encouraging, and it helps really center you on, like if you're in this waiting season and you're all over the place and you're like, God, you've disregarded me. God, have you forgotten me? Have you forgotten the words you've spoken to me, the dreams you put on my heart? And it's like, no, God doesn't grow weary of his understanding. Like he knows the plans he has for you, Jeremiah 29:11. And it says he gives strength to the weary, increases the power of the weak. And so if you're weak, if you're meek and you're humble going before the Lord and you're like, Lord, I need your strength. I need your help. Like, I don't understand this season. I don't know why I'm having to wait, but I need you. It says he increases the strength. People toil all day long. It talks about even young men and youths. Imagine like the work hard culture where it's like work super hard and you can gain anything you want, you know, this money, the success, whatever. And you can even apply that to ministry or whatever, and it's the wrong heart, right? And it says even these young men, they grow tired and they fall and they stumble, but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. And then I think it's a really cool picture how it says they will soar on wings like eagles. Like imagine the feeling of just like flying like an eagle, and it's like the Lord has just put this wind under your wings, and it's like I'm relying on the Lord. And so they will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not go weary. They will walk and not be faint. And so when you're constantly relying on the Lord and you're in this place of weakness of I need you, God, I can't do this on my own. Like he's going to give you strength. He's going to help you in this season and sustain you.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that kind of highlights just like, what am I supposed to do in this season right now? Well, one, like what we talked about, look to see like where is God wanting, like what is God wanting you to do in this season? Like what is it that you're missing? What is it that's so fulfilling about the season that God's keeping you in it? Like where can you make a kingdom impact in where you're at? Where can you grow yourself where you're at? And so I'd say like first, I mean, above all else, pursue God. You know, like be disciplined, take the time, take the effort, even when you don't want to, take time to just spend with him and grow closer with him and learn, even if it has nothing to do with that season right now. You don't need to be worried about that season because in due time, when it's right, you know, God's timing is perfect and it will come out. It doesn't matter. And this is something that we struggle with. It's just like, okay, well, I need to make sure this happens. I need to make sure that I'm good enough. I need to make sure that I say the right thing, or else if I don't, then the opportunity is going to pass me. Mm-hmm. That's not the case. If it was up to us, then we would never get opportunities because we suck, you know? And so God has the right opportunities at the right times. And no matter what we do or don't do, if it's God's will, it's going to happen, you know? And it's easier said than done to accept, like, is this the season that's right for me or not? Or, like, is this the destination that's right for me or not? But it's just pursue God and trust in him and know that, you know, it's going to happen if it's his will.
Yeah, like if you're trusting in God, if you're pursuing him and you're, you know, living a life of purity and holiness, and you're just like, okay, Lord, I can't do this on my own. You know, I'll do my part, which is, you know, to listen to your voice, to take the next step of obedience. The next step might be to get more plugged in where you're already at. You know what I mean? But if you're doing those things and relying on the Lord, and like you said, he's gonna take care of it. You know, if you're relying on him, his will be done, you know? So I hope that helps for anyone who's listening. I hope that touches on some points. And I would say if you're like, okay, I want to hear more about this, read the story of David in God's word, read the story of Joseph, and look how long their waiting season was. Look how long their refinement was. But what the Lord did with that in the end.
There's actually a lot of stories. Like the Israelites, they didn't know they're going to be in the wilderness for 40 years. But I mean, in the end, they made it to the promised land. You know, they didn't even want to go the entire time. They're like, all right, God, at this point, just send us back. You know, we're better off in Egypt than we are out in the wilderness. And God's like, hold on, like, be patient. I know it's a long time, but be patient. There's a promised land even greater than you even think. Or like Abraham, like he's walking blindly. God's leading him to a place where generations are going to be, you know, like his generations are going to be prospered. But he doesn't know where he's going. Then there's a time that he's like, all right, I got this. And God's like, okay,
Yeah.
And then Abraham's like, oh shoot, maybe I don't got this.
And
So there's a lot of stories.
and sometimes it's not about you. Like Abraham, like God blessed him and nurtured him in his life, but like Abraham was used to help generations and to help others, and so like it isn't always about you. It's about furthering God's kingdom, serving the Lord, submitting to Him. And then the Israelites, perfect example of they didn't have to be in the wilderness for 40 years. They chose to disobey God, and he's like, okay, if you
It's
don't
taking
want,
a little bit longer,
if
dude.
you don't want to trust me, like this could have been way quicker, but if they started dabbling in sin, they started to idolize the golden calf, you know what I mean, and disobey God. And so then they were there for much longer, you know what I mean? And so it's like, you don't have to have this constant fear of like, oh, I'm going to mess up the waiting season. It's going to be so much longer, like if you're relying on God, you're not going to mess it up. You know what I mean? But if you are actively choosing sin and constantly disobeying God
And pulling a Jonah, going the wrong way.
yeah, then it's like, okay, there's going to be some discipline because I love you, my son and my daughter,
I'm not just going to let you go.
yeah, so wait on the Lord. He will renew your strength. He loves you. He sees you there. And so if you have any other great questions like this one, we would love to talk about it. But I hope y'all like the new studio set, the Christmas vibe. But
And we may or may not be having a special episode here soon.
okay,
Maybe.
no more on that.
Anyways,
Merry Christmas.
yeah, okay. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and TikTok. And then we'll see you guys later. Peace.
Happy Chrysler. Hey, that's fire.
Yeah.
Did go longer.
Well, it's about 35 minutes. Because
yeah.
remember.
Once we